Hi there. True or false? All of us at one time will have significant pain and discomfort as a result of working at a desktop using a computer. False. Working at a computer is not that big a deal, and most people will never have a problem. But you know what? It's just too easy to make keyboarding even safer. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. Share information that will increase your odds of a pain-free existence. Here's a table of 30 some odd topics I'd like to discuss as part of Office Ergo. Fact is, I get bored just reading this thing, so I'm not going to march through it cell by cell. Instead, let's hit the ground running. I'm starting with customizing your workstation to fit you, since that's the single most important takeaway. We're all different. We're tall, short, long legs, small hands, you name it. Just like your shoes probably won't fit me, my workstation setup probably won't fit you. So you need to know how to customize your workstation properly. I'm going to start by talking about the work surface, your desk. When sitting up straight, your forearms should be supported by your desk. Supported is a wishy-washy word. It can mean whatever we want it to mean. But your shoulders will feel more comfortable while keyboarding if your arms are supported. So the work surface needs to be high enough. But if it's too high, then your elbows will flare out, or the desk's edge will press into your forearms. So there's a correct height for every work surface, and that correct height varies by person. But desk heights are one of the hardest things to customize. The good news, most office chairs are adjustable. Desk too high, then raise the chair. Desk too low, lower the chair. We done? No. Just as there's a correct height for a workstation, there's a correct fit for a chair. Feet should be flat on the floor. Knees should be at a right angle. Front edge of the chair shouldn't be pressing into the backs of your legs. Hips should be at a right angle. In old training videos, you might see suggestions to use a phone book if needed to support your legs. That might sound a bit strange, not the phone book thing, but the whole concept of supporting your legs. But think about it. If the work surface is not adjustable, and if the chair is meant to be adjusted to fit your body, that means that the chair's adjustments aren't available to address the problem with the desk height. In reality, there's wiggle room in all the guidelines. If Susan raises her chair a little, causing the 90 degrees behind her knees to open up a bit, she's still going to be positioned quite naturally, and getting that extra inch or two of clearance over her desk might make a world of difference in her comfort. And if she wants a footrest, she can probably find something on Amazon. No need to scrounge around trying to find a phone book. Let's get back to the desktop again. The height should feel comfortable for your forearms, for writing, for keyboarding. Your screen should be a comfortable distance away. There's another meaningless phrase. What's comfortable distance? Well, it depends on your screen size, your screen resolution, your font size. Depends on what you like. I've got my monitor at about arm's length from me. Sometimes I slide it closer, sometimes a little further back. The screen's height is important to me, and it should be important to you too. Ergonomists have studied screen position, and the consensus seems to be that we humans naturally look slightly down. So the sweet spot on your screen should be slightly below horizontal. At my workstation, the black plastic trim at the top edge of my screen comes about eye level. The stand that came with my screen isn't tall enough to position the screen there, so I've placed a thick book under the stand. With my screen a couple of feet away from me, I find myself moving my keyboard around a bit, sometimes close, sometimes a little further. I use a standard mouse, and I keep it right next to the keyboard. I've actually pushed my landline out of the way since I don't use it much. I've customized my workstation to fit me, and that landline simply isn't as important as my keyboard and mouse. Another customization I've done, I made a little easel to hold documents that I'm using close to my screen. I looked online and didn't see what I needed, so I just rigged up something. Saves me looking down, looking up, looking down, looking up. Lighting matters. There are three sources of light competing with your screen: natural light from windows, built-in overhead lighting, and task lighting. So there's a lot going on. Being near a window is great, but using computers near windows can be a problem if you can't control the light via blinds or curtains. I say can be because most commercial buildings have tinted glass, and that really does help. Overhead lighting. I don't have much to say about, other than it's generally not a problem for computers since it was designed with that in mind. But let's spend a few moments on task lighting. Task lighting is a term for the local light sources that you have control over. It's that desktop or wall-mounted or under-the-shelf lighting that's 100% under your control, and it really can make your work less tiring. If the task lighting at your workstation seems ineffective, take a walk around and see what others have done. Experiment a bit. You're trying to avoid looking into the light, you're trying to avoid glare off the screen, and you're trying to light up the documents that you work from so that you're not straining to see them. There. That was my overview on customizing your workstation to fit you. We've covered a lot. Some of you might be pushing back. That was a desktop computer. That's so old school. Sure it is, but what's really nice about a desktop computer is the ability to put the screen where you want it to be, the keyboard where you want it to be, the mouse where you want it to be. At home I use a laptop. Laptops are not made for comfort. They're made to be small and portable. I like comfort. At home I have a keyboard and mouse sitting there in position, waiting for me to connect my laptop. I've actually got a small box on my desk too, so that my laptop screen height is where I like it. At one of my last jobs, we were issued laptops with docking stations. But I see no need to invest in a docking station for my current machine. A bit earlier, I mentioned something about me moving my keyboard periodically. That's not out of any ergonomics textbook, it's just me. But what the books do say is change it up, vary your tasks. Let's go over what that means. Let's say your job has you mostly on your computer except for an hour or two a day of filing. It really is a good idea to mix up what you do, getting up from your desk to do a little bit of filing every hour or so. Sure, it might seem a little less efficient, but it's actually very efficient. You're letting the muscle groups you use keyboarding recover while you get some filing done. Recovery periods really make a difference. The smartest keyboarders take micro breaks and mini breaks. A micro break is exactly what it sounds like. It's a 10 or 15 second breather every 10 minutes. A mini break is switching tasks for a few minutes every half hour or hour. These breaks in your routine allow your muscles, tendons, and nerves a chance to recover. Drink plenty of fluids. Now someone out there is saying, why? So I have to get up and use the restroom, thereby taking a mini break? Well, that's one good reason. But another is just that our bodies perform better when they're hydrated. Hydration doesn't mean another double cappuccino. It means water. Caffeine is actually a diuretic. It takes more water out of you than it puts in you. You may not notice the stress on your body, but take a moment to... You may not notice the stress on your body, but make a point to get some water into your system. Your muscles, tendons, and nerves will thank you. Eat healthy. You don't need me to lecture you about eating your greens. Next. Get quality sleep. In recent years, scientists have learned a whole lot about sleep. Whereas experts used to think of sleep as a period when little was happening, it turns out that parts of your brain are much more active when you're sleeping, and that cell repair and growth might actually peak when you're sleeping. Quality sleep might be the miracle drug of the 21st century, so make sure you get your fair share of it. Get a life. Okay, this is the wrap-up. Get off your devices. Stop tweeting. Stop texting. Get a life. All the little tweaks to your chair height and desk lamp will help, but you need to be nice to your body. So give it a rest from the motions you make all day. If you sit at work, make a point to stand. If you're inside all day, make a point to get outside. Your body is a remarkable machine. Take care of it, and it should last a lifetime. Thank you. Did we cover everything on that table?